Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today I'm going to be talking about my signed book collection and the authors that I've met. I'm fortunate enough to live in a city that a lot of authors do tend to go to whenever they're on tour for their latest release, and I'm also really lucky to have been able to attend book conventions such as BEA and BookCon, so I have had the opportunity to meet so many amazing authors. This is going to be my part 1 video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 9 authors, and I'm going to try to go chronologically with the authors that I've met. The very first author that I met is Veronica Roth, author of Divergent. Despite the last book in the series, the Divergent trilogy has always been one of my favorites and it will always have a special place in my heart. Meeting Veronica Roth was my very first book signing, so I didn't really know what to expect. When I met her, it was October 2013 and she was touring for Allegiant. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take pictures, so I don't have a picture with her. I don't think we were allowed to bring other books, so I only had Allegiant to get signed, even though I did own the first 2 books. So in my copy of Allegiant, the book is personalized and she wrote "Be Brave" and then there's her signature on the bottom. And 4 is another book that I do have signed by Veronica Roth, but I didn't get this book signed at the Allegiant signing. I actually bought this book online and it came signed. Since I'm talking about signed books in this video, I thought I would include this book anyways when I'm talking about the same author. My next pile of signed books is from Marie Lu, and I have the entire Legend trilogy signed, and I also have the first 2 books in the Young Elite signed. I've been lucky enough to meet Marie Lu 3 times. The first time that I met Marie Lu was in April of 2014, and I only got the first 2 books in the Legend trilogy signed. The second time that I met Marie Lu was in October of 2015, and this is where I got Champion signed and the first 2 books in the Young Elite signed. The only Marie Lu book that I don't have signed is the last book in the Young Elite, and that book is The Midnight Star, but I'm very glad that I have been able to meet Marie Lu so many times. Since she signed the exact same way in all of my books, I'm just going to be showing my copy of Legend to show you guys what her signature looks like, and I really like her signature. I really love that she has like a heart above it and a smiley face next to my name. I think it's really cute. The next author that I've met is Kodi Keplinger, author of The Duff. When I first met this author, I met her at the same event that Marie Lu was at the first time that I met Marie Lu. When I met Kodi Keplinger, I actually haven't read The Duff yet. I just decided to buy the book at the event and get it signed anyways because I have heard of this book, but I just haven't read it yet. I didn't take a picture with Kodi Keplinger, but in my book she wrote "Are you Duff enough?" and then there's her signature, and the book is also personalized. The next 4 authors are authors that I met at the same event in May of 2014. I actually do have a book signing vlog of when I attended this event with these 4 authors, but I wouldn't recommend watching it because my vlog footage is very cringy. But I did film a small chunk of the Q&A, so if you're interested in seeing that, then go ahead and check that out. Also, all the pictures that I have with these 4 authors are when I still had braces and really long hair, so prepare for some fetus pictures of myself. The first author that attended this event is Kiera Cass, the author of The Selection. When I first met her, The One has recently come out, and a lot of people were there to meet Kiera Cass. She was definitely really nice, and I really enjoyed hearing her talk. The next author that I met is Danielle Page, author of Dorothy Must Die. I actually really enjoyed this book, but a lot of people that I know seem to really dislike this book. In my book, the author wrote, "To Sandy, let's kill Dorothy. Follow your yellow brick road, XOXO," and then her signature. The next author that I met is Kimberly Durding, the author of The Taking and The Body Finder. At the event, she was promoting The Taking because that was her newest book that came out. In The Taking, she signed "To Sandy, make every second count," and then her signature. And then in The Body Finder, she wrote "To Sandy, what is your echo?" and then her signature. I actually did enjoy The Taking. I do need to finish the trilogy, but I kind of lost interest in it, so I don't know if I will ever do that. I didn't enjoy The Body Finder as much as The Taking, but it was still pretty interesting. And the last author that I met at this event is Kelly Armstrong, the author of Sea of Shadows and The Summoning. At the event, she was promoting Sea of Shadows, and to be honest, I really did not like this book. I'm pretty sure that I haven't finished this book when I met Kelly Armstrong, but I have read The Summoning. This was a series that I really enjoyed when I was in 7th or 8th grade, so it was really cool to meet an author of a book series that I loved when I was younger. So in Sea of Shadows, she wrote "Sandy, happy reading," and then her signature. And then in The Summoning, she wrote "Sandy, all the best," and then her signature at the bottom. The next 2 authors are authors that I met at the same event in September of 2014, and the first one is Susan Denner, the author of Something Strange and Deadly. When I met her, I actually haven't read this book. I bought this book at the event. So in my book, she wrote "For Sandy, aim for the knees," and then her signature, and then she also wrote "P.S. Thanks for coming to the event." When I first met her, she was really sweet, and I felt kind of awkward talking to her because I haven't read the book, so I didn't know what to talk about. Unfortunately, I ended up not liking this book very much. Fun fact, I actually met Susan Dennard twice. The second time that I met her was when she was touring for Truthwitch. She was there with another author, and I was mainly interested in meeting that other author and getting books signed. I didn't buy Truthwitch to get signed because I was scared I wasn't going to like it. I didn't like the way the event was set up because it was like a long table, and I had to go through Susan Dennard first before I went to the other author. And so when it was my turn, she looked at me expecting to sign some of my books, but I didn't have anything for her to sign since I already had this copy signed, and I didn't want to buy Truthwitch because I was scared I wasn't going to like it, and I still haven't read Truthwitch yet, which I know I need to do. But when I shook my head saying no, I don't have anything for her to sign, I don't know if I misinterpreted her expression, but she kind of looked at me like she was offended, and I don't know if she was joking or not, and it felt really awkward. But anyways, I did meet Susan Dennard, and she was really nice when I met her to get Something Strange and Deadly signed. And the very last author that I've met and got books signed is Sarah J Maas, the author of Throne of Glass and A Court of Thorns and Roses. I've only met Sarah J Maas once. I really loved meeting Sarah J Maas, and at the time when I met her, she was touring for Heir of Fire. So I got these 4 books signed. I got the first 3 books in Throne of Glass and The Assassin's Blade signed, and each of my books she wrote something different, which is so nice. In The Assassin's Blade, she wrote "Thanks so much for reading." In Throne of Glass, she wrote "Rattle the Stars," which is definitely one of my favorite lines in the series. In Crown of Midnight, she wrote "Thanks for coming." And in Heir of Fire, she wrote "Team Rowan for the win." If you're not caught up with all the books in Throne of Glass, then I suggest you mute this video until I put this book down. When I met Sarah J Maas, I told her how much I really liked Rowan's character. When I read this book, I really remembered liking the friendship between Celaena and Rowan, and I really thought that this friendship was going to stay platonic, but I guess this is like a foreshadowing of what happens with their relationship in the future. I also have 2 other books signed by Sarah J Maas, but these are books that I got signed where I haven't met her. The first one is A Court of Mist and Fury, and shout out to my friend Emily because she got this book signed for me. All Sarah J Maas wrote is XOXOXO, which is totally fine with me. I'm just really glad that I have this book signed. When Emily got this book signed, it was actually the night of BookCon 2016. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to make it out to the event, and Emily said that she was going, so I asked her if she would get this book signed for me, and she did. So shout out to Emily, she's the MVP. And lastly, I have Empire of Storm signed. Books of Wonder was doing a promotion where you could buy this book and get it personalized and signed by the author. So I did that, and it only has her signature, which was what I was expecting because she was signing thousands of books. So that is a handful of my signed book collection and the authors that I've met. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!